Good morning. So it's 9 o'clock on Monday morning, and I've just left Scoury campsite. Filled up with fuel. That was interesting. The fuel station is tiny. Flo basically filled the entire forecourt, and to get her in there was a bit of a mission. Yeah, in hindsight, maybe bringing something quite so big up to the Scottish Highlands for my first trip. I mean, it's definitely been a learning experience, I'll give it that. But yeah, it's all went well. She's full of juice, which is great. So it sees me for, well, hopefully the entire north coast. So yeah, I've found a little lay-by just up the road. It was about a half-hour drive, right next to a lock, and it seems to be good signal, better than there was at the campsite, which is good. Obviously going to miss the site with the facilities and all that lot. I had an amazing shower this morning. I mean, the showers there, it's like being underneath a Karcher power washer. They almost take your skin off. It's fantastic. Yeah, so yeah, that's the plan. I don't know what I'm going to do today. But wait to see what the weather does. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get the bikes out here, I don't think. Not easily anyway. So maybe a bit of hiking, or I'll have a look and see what's local to me. But I'm a bit off the beaten track at the moment. So, but yeah, happy where I am. So yes, where I am today. So off I went, eventually stopping at this absolutely beautiful lock here. So I've gone for a bit of a hike, a little bit of a lay down this morning, and I thought, do you know what? Might be completely remote, but I'm going to go for a little wander. And yeah, so basically I'm heading up towards the top of, well, it's not a mountain, but just a very, very big hill. But look at this view behind me. Look, you can just about see Flo in the background as well. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hoping that I'll, get some nice shots from right at the top. So yeah, that's the plan now. With my fitness improving, I actually made it to the top. Well, I did it. My fitness is obviously getting better, whilst I'm still struggling a little bit. Yeah, I've definitely worked my way up here a lot better. Thankfully, I can still see the truck, so I'm not too far away. I mean, look at that view behind me. Incredible, isn't it? So yeah, it's given me something to do. Worked up a bit of an appetite now, so I think I'll get up the top here, have a little chill out for a bit, just to take in the views. Head back to the truck, cup of tea, something to eat, and yeah, maybe chill out for the rest of the day. It's quite enough exercise for one day, I think. I decided to take a moment to catch my breath and just take in the wonderful views this place had to offer. Good morning. So yesterday turned out to be an absolutely fantastic day. Had a little hike, went up a little mountain, and basically chilled out for the rest of the day. The sunset here was absolutely stunning. Sun went right behind the mountain, which is behind the lock. It was absolutely beautiful, but there's not very much around here, to be honest. It's very, very, very remote. So ideal for one night, and exactly the same as what the reviews for Park for Night said. So I've decided today, because I know what's up ahead of me, so I'm going to head further north through Durness and sort of halfway between here and John O'Groats. So there's a large lay-by up there. I'm going to head that way, and hope that I can get the truck turned around so I can get the bike out. And I may even, depending on time, may even be able to do the bucket list item of visiting the John O'Groats signpost today. If not, definitely tomorrow. But yeah, that's the plan today. Just having a quick cup of tea, sort a few things out inside the truck just to make sure they don't get flying around, and then I'm going to make my way. So off I trucked again. As you can see, some very, very tight and twisty roads this time. Also some absolutely stunning views, so I couldn't complain, although the road surface and width were a bit of a problem. So I've been driving for a couple of hours, a couple of very interesting, tiny, small road hours. Yeah, I mean, at one point there were 4 BMW M4s all sort of parked up in a passing place, admiring the view, and all of them had to get in, move, just to give Flo that extra few inches to get through. All very, very helpful people. Also had a lady on a motorbike. I could swear that someone I've bumped into before, because her husband gives me the nod or the wave, and the ladies were proper thumbs up, and that made me smile. So yeah, the location I was actually going to, I got there was a load of like roadwork equipment or heavy plant there, and a couple of other vans and stuff, so there was no way I was going to fit in there, so I just kept trucking. I just thought, well, eventually I'm going to find somewhere, and I think I have stumbled across a little gem. It's very, very close to Betty Hill, right on a lock, and the view out of this window is absolutely stunning, which I'm going to show you now. So I've pulled up, and I think this is going to be where I'm going to stop tonight. So I am just north, I think. Well, I'm very near Betty Hill, so I'm kind of a little bit further than where I originally wanted to go this morning. Pulled over and just had a lovely conversation with Becky, who I met a couple of weeks ago. So that's been really lovely to keep in contact with her. Yeah, it's been a long day. The miles on, you know, I've got to keep my wits about me. Definitely knackered me out today, so yeah, I'm not going any further today. That's, you know, it's quite enough. So yeah, spot a lunch and just have a little explore around here and see what is around. But I mean, as you can see out here, the view is pretty spectacular. How nice is that, eh? So I've just had a look on Google Maps, and apparently there is a little fuel station shop type thing. It's about a 20-minute walk, so I thought, hey, I'm going to go for a little walk, have a little explore and see what's about, and grab myself some essentials for tonight. Might even grab myself a beer, I think. Yeah, certainly a lovely day for it. T-shirt weather, as you can see. Yeah, so that's where I'm headed to now. Whilst looking for the entry to this beach, I stumbled across these old ruins, which I can only assume is an old farm building of some description. So I found a little shop and really fancied a pint, which ended up turning into 2. So cheers. Yeah, been a fantastic day. Roads absolutely frightening as anything in a massive truck. But yeah, I think probably a couple of days here if I can get away with it on the lay-by that I'm at. There's not really a lot of choice, to be honest with you. But as you can see, that is the sea behind me. And well, tomorrow, day after, will be, I should be able to get to the furthest northest point of the United Kingdom, so yeah, excited about that, because that's something that I want to do and wanted to do prior to leaving. I mean, this whole experience has been incredible. You know, I know that I'm very, very lucky, but I suppose I have been through a lot. You know, the house, you know, I did nearly lose my house, and there was a whole, you know, I'm not going to bore you with it all, but a whole host of stuff within the past few years. So I'm embracing every single second and feel very, very blessed to be, you know, experiencing all of this. So yeah, so that's what I'm up to at the moment. It's about a mile and a half walk back, so yeah, I'm gonna walk back and chill out for the rest of the day. I think it's been a good day. Been a very good day.
So before heading back, I decided to carry on and just see what I could find. I'm so glad I did. I came across the coastline, which is the first time I've seen the Northern Sea. I was unbelievably emotional about this one. Yeah, something that I've wanted to do since leaving.
Right, well I'm on the way back to the truck, and I think I'm going to take the drone out and try and get some footage of that beach, because that is that's pretty special. Yeah, I went down and to one of the viewpoints onto the coast, and I must say a very, very moving experience. It's something that I've wanted to do since leaving. So yeah, found myself laying there, absolutely loving life. It was very moving. Also stumbled across an absolute gem of a parking spot, so I think tomorrow I'm going to move flow and maybe stay a couple of days there, because it's very secluded, plenty of space. I can get around, get the bike out, maybe even visit John O'Groats from there. So yeah, that's the plan, but obviously not today because I've had a couple of pints. So yeah, today's going to be get back to the truck, make sure everything's charged, go for a wander down the beach and walk another 3 or 4 miles. As you can see behind me, I've been walking about a mile so far already. Yeah, walk back but on the opposite side and try and get some decent footage, maybe of a sunset, I don't know. Yeah, that's the plan.
It was quite a long journey to get to the beach, but as you can see from these videos, every single part of the landscape was different and absolutely beautiful. After a bit more hiking, climbing and walking, I eventually reached the beach. So it was time to get the drone out and capture shots just like this. After spending a good hour at the beach, I decided it was time to go home.
What a fantastic day. So as you can see, I've caught the sun a little bit. Yeah, definitely caught the sun a bit. I walked down to the coastline at Betty Hill, and it was quite a long trek. Took my drone and tripod with me just to get some shots. Well worth the trek though. Absolutely stunning. Anyone coming to Scotland, definitely come to Betty Hill. It's a beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, the plan tomorrow will be get up not too silly early, but get up early, shift the truck. It's only probably 5 minutes up the road, and it was really close to the coastline. Big enough to get the truck in, big enough to turn it round, big enough so I can get the bikes out, and I suspect I'll probably stay there for a couple of days. And next up I guess it's going to be sort of John O'Groats way, but yeah, at the moment, although this was a random stop, I've found an absolute gem. So yeah, keep watching. Good morning. Right, so after a rest day yesterday, basically woke up, every part of my body ached, had a bit of a headache. I don't know if maybe I'd had a little bit too long in the sun and walked a little bit too far, but felt a little bit ropey yesterday. So I thought, well, you know, I've been pretty active for the past month, so yeah, maybe a day off's not going to be such a bad thing. So I did absolutely nothing yesterday. Anyway, so woke up this morning and having done a bit of research on my little gem that I found, it seems that locals get a bit snotty about it, so I decided not to risk it. Also, it is down a very tiny track, and you know, if there was any kind of issue, you know, like cars parked awkwardly or anything like that, I'd be trapped. So I opted not to do that. Anyway, so this morning I was up nice and early and feeling a million times better. Lovely shower, and I've headed towards well, slightly further towards the east, and I do have a sea view. Also the stop that I'm at, which is a lay-by, well, it's like a parking car park I suppose, is big enough that I can turn the truck round and I can get the bikes out, because I have run out of food now. So I do need to find somewhere local. And it is very, very remote here, which, as you can see out the window, there isn't very much, although there is that over there, which I am very, very happy about, and that is the side I'm sleeping on tonight as well. So fantastic, I'll get a sea view. So yeah, there's no sign saying no parking, no camping here. I'm staying overnight, so yeah, I think maybe 2 or 3 nights here. But first job, go and get something to eat and drink.
Having parked up, I thought it'd be a good idea to get the bike out and go and explore the local area, and I'm glad I did, as I bumped into these lovely Highland cows. I decided to go to Dunnet Head before going to John O'Groats, just so that I could say that I'd been to the furthest north part of mainland Britain. A random stop on the way to John O'Groats was the Castle of May, where I stopped and had a toastie and a cup of tea. And finally, another bucket list item ticked off, I get to visit the John O'Groats signpost. Riding back, I just had to stop at this graveyard. Just look at the amount and beauty of these stones.
Wow, today has been busy. Fantastic day. So I probably said all of this, but got up this morning, and it was yesterday, feeling pretty rough to be honest. The little gem that I was going to go for basically said on the Park for Night app, some of the reviews were saying that they were moved on by locals, and locals get a little bit snotty about it. So, you know, obviously I'm here to enjoy myself. I don't want to be upsetting anyone. So yeah, I decided against that. So this morning, went further east on the north coast, and I've been to Dunnet Head, John O'Groats. Absolutely fantastic. Got the photo. You know, that's a couple of things off the bucket list today. Yeah, also been and done some shopping. So I mean, a little bit concerned about the place where I'm parked. It's lots of people stopping, but it's quite empty for such a lovely view and big area. So there's no sign saying no overnight parking. So I'm guessing it's okay. And to be fair, on the Park for Night app, all of the reviews have said it's been fine. So maybe I'm just in a quiet area. Can't complain though. Absolutely shattered though. Done a lot of miles today.
With the sun setting and to finish a perfect day, I thought I'd head towards the coastline just opposite from where Flo was parked. And look at this.
So today's been a random one. I woke up sort of normal, sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning, and I don't know why, I just felt like being lazy today. Anyway, so yeah, sat down watching TV, knock on the door, and a ranger knocked on the door, which instantly I'm like, oh, what have I done? To be honest, he was more interested in what I'm doing, gave me a couple of leaflets about the local area, sort of do's and don'ts and all that sort of stuff. Which is actually quite handy because it showed places to empty the chemical toilet, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, decided I was going to take a walk down to Strathy Beach, and got lost a couple of times on the way there. As you'll see in the videos coming up, it was pretty spectacular. Anyway, fancied a pint. Carried on walking, and it was relatively hilly by that point. Got to Strathy Inn, which was closed, so I was a bit of a sweaty mess and pretty dehydrated by that point. So thought, right, okay, well, I'll just head back to the truck. And there was a little lady who had just been attending a funeral, and she obviously commented on what a lovely day it was, and then said, did I want a lift anywhere? So her and her son gave me a lift back to the truck, which was a bit of a godsend because my legs were killing. Also a really, really kind gesture. I mean, that just wouldn't happen where I come from. So all in all, it's been a really lovely, random, quiet yet energetic day. So this is what I saw.
So a bit of a hike to Strathy Beach, but well worth every second. These are my footprints, the only footprints you can see on the beach. And just to make me like a kid at Christmas, I stumble across a cave. Happy days.
Good morning from a very, very, very hot Strathy. I woke up pretty early this morning. The neighbours who I was chatting to last night, turns out they are the noisiest people in the world in the morning. So about 6 o'clock in the morning, lots of banging, crashing, shouting for their dogs. Fairly inconsiderate, to be honest with you, but they were nice enough people. I've been a little bit on the tired side, but I mean, it's still early. The temperature outside at the moment is 28 degrees, so it is sweltering hot. So, after having the lift back yesterday from that lovely couple, they mentioned there was another bay to go and visit. So I've got the bike out, as you can see, in my leathers. I need to get some provisions anyway, and the plan is to move tomorrow morning. So I'm going to head towards this little bay up the road, then on into Thurso, get the lie of the land, work out where I'm going to stick some more fuel in Flow, get some provisions, because I think the next stop isn't going to be quite so easy to get the bikes out. So I'll get myself a few days worth of food and drink. That's today's plan, and obviously just enjoy the weather, I think. But like I say, after being woken up pretty early, yeah, I think it's only going to be a relatively, low energy day today. But yeah, looking forward to it. Watch this space.
Absolutely melting in my bike leathers. I hiked across all of this to get to this absolutely wonderful beach. Okay, so maybe walking a beach in 27°C weather in leathers was a bad idea. Not so bad walking down, I suppose, although it's still roasty hot, but walking up, I've had to find what little shade there is, have a little rest. It's beautiful, but oh God, that is hot in leathers. Quick stop at Lidl to get myself some essentials for the following few days.
Good morning on this beautiful Monday morning. Look at this weather. Absolutely incredible. Today marks the last day at this particular spot, which was the Field of Hope. I've been here for 4 days. The local ranger has knocked twice. So yesterday he did say, ask how much longer I'm going to be here for. So I was going to leave yesterday. I was feeling a bit under the weather, to be honest. Possibly a little bit of sunstroke, or maybe just overheated from that walk in the leathers, I don't know. But I just thought I'm gonna have a lazy day, so yeah, I've done absolutely nothing yesterday. Up early this morning, it's just gone 7. So yeah, I mean, as you can see in the background, Flo is there. Not going to start her up just yet. I don't want to upset the neighbours too much. There's only 2 other people, but maybe 8 o'clock get on the road. Plan is there's a large petrol station just up the road. So I'm going to head there, fill her up. So it's the first decent sized petrol station I've seen for many miles. And then I've got 2 options. I'm not entirely sure at the moment what one. I think I'm going to sort of wing it after I've filled up, see what the roads are like round that way. Choices are either up towards John O'Groats, and to be fair, there's a couple of landmarks I've missed when I went up there the other day. Or start heading down towards the east. I suspect I'm probably going to go towards John O'Groats, but we'll see. So yeah, that's the plan this morning, and yeah, hopefully all goes well.
And that marks the end of this episode of A Life to Love. I do hope you're enjoying these videos. Please like and subscribe.